Hotel on the side of our spring social. This is our fourth event this spring, and this is by far the largest crowd we've ever had in Richmond. I think we've topped 450 for the first time in Richmond, so thank you all for coming out tonight. And this past 10 years has been an unbelievable run. Most importantly, our graduation rate has been in the 93 to 94% range each and every year. And that's obviously an important statistic and one that we pay great attention to in Charlottesville. On the lighter side of things, but also on the serious side, we pay particular attention to the winning part of things. And we are in this to win and do it the right way, but the winning is fun. And winning championships is a part of what we do in Charlottesville, and that's what we strive to do. So we've been keeping track of ACC championships and NCAA championships. And I'd like to share just a couple of stats because it's the fun part of what we do, as I mentioned. North Carolina, the previous 10, won 70 ACC championships. So far, in this period of 10 years, we've won 51. So you might ask, well, who's second? Florida State is second with 38, and North Carolina is nowhere near the top. Really, the people that we have to thank, not only our coaches and student athletes and those within the university community, but it's you all here in the room and many of our Cavalier supporters up and down the East Coast and throughout the country, because the success that we've had, there's no way we do it without the generous support that you all provide each and every year, both in contributions and in making the drive up to 64 to come to games in Charlottesville and wherever we may play on the road. I'd like to touch on just a few things, because as we think about where this program wants to go and where we aspire to be, it's all in keeping with what you want this program to be about. And we've tried to make significant investments in three really key areas. One is in facilities. And if you look back 10 years ago, what our facility plant looks like, for lack of a better word, it's much, much different now. You all have allowed us to invest hundreds of millions of dollars in our facilities. And the result of that is in great coaches, great student athletes, and the fun part is winning championships. And we know we're not winning all that we want, but we're striving to win each and every one. And without that facility support, we don't have a chance. We've also been able to invest in people. Some of you may remember that we were not a fully funded program years and years ago, and you all allowed us to be a program that can offer the full complement of scholarships in each and every sport. And that's becoming more and more challenging each and every year. And for those of you who have children in college, you know what that costs. And then lastly, we've been able to raise the bar and invest in our budget support for all of our programs. And that comes in the form of keeping great quality assistant coaches. Many of you have gotten to know some of our assistant coaches in many of our sports, and a head coach will tell you he's only as good as his assistant coaches. And by being able to invest in our individual sport budgets, we've been able to keep great coaches. We've been able to allow our programs to recruit nationally and sometimes internationally. And we've been able to play a pretty competitive schedule across the country in every single sport. And that means that's part of the formula to building a top quality program and one that represents you and the university in the very best of ways. So our challenges moving forward is to get better every day. And I'd like to close with just a little personal anecdote. And I was talking to someone earlier today on a personal level, and I've told this story many times and probably here as well, so it's probably boring to some of you, but it's meaningful to me. When I was a student athlete and graduated in 1991, my last year as an out-of-state student athlete, I go through the registration, get all my paperwork done, and I get to the very last table, which is where you settle your bill with the university. So if you had library fines from the last year, you had to pay up, or parking tickets, you had to settle that too. But whatever your tuition bill was, you had to settle that. Well, mine was $11,000 for the year as an out-of-state student athlete. And my balance due at the very bottom of the page was zero because I was on an athletic scholarship. Now, I know some of you, maybe many of you, were contributing back in those years, so I have a special thanks to you for funding my scholarship. But to put that in a little bit of perspective, the cost of my 4 years of a scholarship was right around $40,000. We will fund our out-of-state student athletes on full scholarship next year for just under $50,000, which is a pretty big increase. But the experience that they get and what I've received and been able to take forward in my life will last a lifetime. And so that I say a very sincere and personal thank you to those of you who have supported our program through thick and thin, through wins and some losses, maybe too many in your estimation. But I assure you that the support that you provide lasts long beyond 1 year and does last a lifetime. And I know as some people think about, is it about moving my ticket to the 50-yard line or getting a better parking space under a tree on the end of the road next to a big bowl cherry so I can spread out my tailgate? It's easy, Ed, I know you got one of those. And I know that's important, but I hope you walk away from here knowing that what you do for our student athletes in an experience standpoint is every bit and probably more meaningful than that parking space and that ticket that you enjoy when you come to Charlottesville. But I know we've got a great representative here from your hometown here in the Richmond area. Please give a warm welcome to our third-year defensive end, Jake Snyder.
It's hard not to think of being in this beautiful room, this building. When I was about 8 years old, I just moved to Richmond. My grandparents took my two brothers and I to brunch here to Jefferson. It's the only time I've ever been here other than now. It's nice, it's very nice. My little brother must have been 6 years old at the time. And the style of brunch was a buffet. And in the nicest way possible, his highest compliment he could have given the waiter when he walked over, he said, "This is really great, it's almost as good as Golden Corral." So I can't come here and not think about that. I really appreciate you guys having me, the whole Virginia Athletics Foundation, for making this possible. Each and every one of you for what you guys do for the university, for people like me, and all my teammates and fellow student athletes, to give us the best possible experience at the best university in the country. My experience as a student athlete, it's hard to think about because it's been a quick 3 years. You know, they say it goes by fast, but it's hard to sit here and think back and know that I've already been here 3 full years. It's been great. It's been a blast. I love every minute of it. And if I have to think about the number one thing that's most important to me, it would definitely be the camaraderie among student athletes. It's a really special bond between us, the UVA. We eat at the dining hall together. You know, you see each other in class and tutoring, that kind of thing. And although I've made some of the best friends I'll ever have in my life with the football team, I've also met some great people through the other sports at UVA. It's really great to go out and support them. I'm a big sports fan no matter what, but now that I'm at UVA, I've also been a huge sports fan. And I try to go to as many sports as I can. In basketball, I'm really pretty excited about hearing Coach Bennett talk, actually. Baseball, lacrosse, soccer, all these things I love going. Me and my friends all go and try to support each other. And what makes it really special is having guys that you know and you're friends with and you can pull for them, in addition to just pulling for UVA in general. And one more thing that makes it really special about being there, being at these lacrosse games these past few weekends, is seeing the great facilities we have. We've got Clockner, we've got Davenport, which are all great. And especially the track now with the donations that you guys have made, it's a huge difference. And it really makes me proud to be a Cavalier. So with that being said, I really appreciate everything you guys do for us on a personal level. The new weight room in McHugh, with the football weight room, all the money you guys give for that, that's a huge difference. I can't tell you how much difference it makes for our training. And getting bigger, faster, stronger, that kind of thing, so that's great. And then I know hopefully within a year, is what I'm hearing, this new practice facility will be up. So when we were down in Atlanta, we saw Georgia Tech's practice facility, and it's supposed to be modeled after that, except bigger, which is great to hear. And that's really great. So we've got some great things going on. Like you guys already know, bowl game and NCAA tournament bid in basketball. You don't need to hear an inside scoop from me. I think you already know that great things are coming. I appreciate everything you guys do for us.